far-reaching implications. It requires radical rethinking, revision by genetic imperatives. It also requires...
Oh shit! Oh, my ass!
What's going on, Judith?
I'm not sure. It seems to be some kind of interference.
Gordon, stay put. We'll get you out of there.
Something's drawing him away.
Hey, he's back. I'm getting him out of there. Catch a swing in the wheel, it will peel you apart.
Dr. Freeman, I presume.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of my series dedicated to analyzing video games as literature. In this episode, I will tackle what in my opinion should be the absolute golden standard for video games, Half-Life 2.
Don't drink the water. They put something in it to make you forget. Mistake. I got a standard relocation coupon just like everybody else.
So wake up, Mr. Freeman. Wake up and smell the ashes.
After a brief, unsettling introduction by the iconic G-Man, the story of one of the most memorable games in the last 20 years begins. But today, I'm not here to talk about its groundbreaking physics engine or the iconic gravity gun. Instead, I want to analyze Half-Life 2 through the lens of a writer. How the world is crafted, the characters, and the narrative in a way that keeps players immersed from start to finish.
Civil protection catches you down here, it's bad news for the whole railroad.
Please save the soul.
Station 12, come in. Station 12.
This is Station 8. We heard 12 go down and out. It's gonna be the last one through. I'm glad you're not the guy they're looking for. Bastard didn't stand a chance.
As anyone who has studied literature knows, the setting of a story is extremely important. It's not just the backdrop of the story, it's a character in its own right. Half-Life 2 introduces us to City-17, a city that is used to demonstrate how the Combine likes to run things. Through visual storytelling alone, such as graffiti, propaganda, and the haunting silence of the streets, we can grasp the oppression that normal people have to deal with on a daily basis. City-17's atmosphere isn't conveyed through walls of text or cutscenes. Instead, it's shown through the little details, like the melancholy chirp of a bird or the sirens in the distance. This approach teaches us that sometimes the most impactful storytelling comes from what's left unsaid. Gordon Freeman is a silent protagonist, yet Half-Life 2 manages to convey deep emotional connections between him and the other characters. How? By surrounding him with dynamic, well-written allies. Alex Vance, for example, is more than just a sidekick. She is a fully realized character, intelligent, witty, and vulnerable. Even Dog has so much character and screen presence, yet he doesn't even say a word. In my opinion, this is a great contrast to how a lot of modern games deal with character development. Because dialogue isn't the only way to build relationships. Actions, subtle body language, and shared experience can add a lot more than just generic dialogue. When Alex risks her life to save Gordon or cracks a joke during a tense moment, we feel her humanity, and by extension, we feel Gordon's as well. Because we are Gordon, and we inherently feel these emotions when we are playing the role of that character. Pacing is everything in storytelling, and Half-Life 2 is an example of pacing done right. It manages to balance intense action with quiet moments of solitude. Writing a story can be analogous to a roller coaster. Too much action and it becomes exhausting, too much downtime and it feels lethargic. A perfect microcosm of this is Ravenholm. It has an ideal mix of horror, survival, and problem solving, but it also serves as a sharp contrast to the open, sunny canals that players navigated just before. These different environments keep the players engaged, and as writers, we use similar shifts in mood to keep our readers hooked. One of the most brilliant aspects of Half-Life 2 is its environmental storytelling. As I've mentioned before, the game isn't heavy in lore dumping or with NPCs giving tedious exposition. I say this because we now see this trend in video games, where NPCs are giving speeches to the player about how they feel instead of showing it. In Half-Life 2, every location tells a story. The boarded up houses, the makeshift resistant spaces, and the desolate areas infested with headcrabs. They all tell tales of a world that has been torn apart. As writers, we have to rely on dialogue and exposition, but in video games, we can show the world to the player. And Half-Life 2 shows how much power good environmental storytelling has, and it can carry just as much weight as words. Whether you're crafting a novel or a game, consider how your setting can speak to the audience, because unfortunately, this seems to be often overlooked.
Time, Dr. Freeman? Is it really that time again? It seems as if you only just arrived. You've done a great deal in a small time.
Half-Life 2 isn't just a game. In my opinion, it's a storytelling masterpiece. It proves that narrative doesn't have to be boring or heavy-handed. As writers of either stories or video games, there's so much we can learn from its world building, character development, and pacing. So next time you decide to play Half-Life, think of Gordon Freeman. He may not say much, but the world around him speaks volumes. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment and subscribe for more storytelling analysis. Oh, it actually has dropped. Oh, nice.